Well, good evening, everybody. I am your host this evening for the Thursday portion of the Pop Samurai Pop Entertainment Block, which runs from 7 p.m. until who knows when. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us, and I just wanted to make sure that you are sticking around because this is what we're going to be doing this evening. First and foremost, we have Pop Contention, where we are going to be doing the top 5 mythical creatures in pop culture. And then next, after that, we will have Pop Aficionados, which we'll be doing all the things we love every week, which will cover things like our international movie review, the board game review, and Joel and Tell with yours truly. So stick around here. We're going to have a lot of fun today, and just wait to see what we have in store for you.
Pop Samurai, I choose you!
Is Pop Samurai?
No. Hey, Pop Samurai, if you're not listening to Pop Samurai, then you're doing nothing constructive. Correct.
In a world looking for something to listen to, a group of friends rise to the challenge. It's Pop Samurai.
Welcome back, everybody. I am your host this evening, Critical Joel Peprocki, and I have my great and wonderful hosts along with me, Will Milwaukee Wash Coon and the boy Jelani Hoon. This is Pop Contention. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here. We love you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Guys, yes. We're going to have a fun one here. Tonight on Pop Contention, we're going to be doing top 5 mythical creatures in pop culture. And so I'll just kind of give a quick thing to clarify that it can also include folklore. So, sometimes mythology, people are very like, that's not mythology. And it's like, well, we'll loosen up the rules just a bit so we can kind of include some other fun stuff in it. So there's a lot of great folklore creatures out there. So, anyways.
That's right. Have you ever heard the legend of this and said so? That's what we're looking for today, folks.
Exactly. Everyone out there, thank you so much for joining us. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our group here. This is Pop Samurai. You can find out everything at popsamurainetwork.com, where you'll find all our social media links, and feel free to drop us an email at popsamurainetwork@gmail.com. Make sure you send comments, questions, concerns, or let us know if you have any suggestions for the show or anything you want to hear discussed in Pop Aficionados later on in the evening here. We do the show from 7 p.m. until ? So stick around because we love hearing from you in the chat, and we'll love to interact with you. So make sure you just drop a hello and a funny comment if you want us to repeat it on air live, because of course we'll do that. So why don't we just get right into it and start doing the Pop Contention?
Yes.
Guys, are you ready?
Let's do it. I just got the chat back on the video. I don't know why it dropped off.
That's
but
all right.
Now if you write stuff, it will be on our video. So Perfect. Please be kind. And shout out to Steve Barron in the chat who just subscribed.
Have you ever heard the legend of the subscriber?
Oh, tell us.
For subscribing.
Tell us, please. Tell us, my lord.
We'll tell you more as the show goes on.
The only sounds we ever hear these days are the lycanthropes.
Yeah, exactly.
The lycanthropes and the sucking of the vampires.
He ate me more.
All right, guys, let's dive right into this. I want to hear Will's first choice at number 5. Then we're going to work up to, we're going to go through everybody's number 5, go to number 4s, go to number 3s, and so on, up until we have all of them up to 1. Which right before that we'll give some runners up, and then we're going to put together a top show list by nominating, and we'll do the nomination round where we nominate a place on the list that we want it to be, and then we will try to get our picks finalized onto the show list, and it will be the only list that matters in this world tonight. So, right. Like how I added that tonight at the end there. All right. Well, again, sorry, Will, to interrupt you. You are at number 5. Let's hear what you got.
Oh, that's okay. I want you guys to try and control yourselves as I read off my number 5, because it is going to be the Sirens, as classically portrayed in the Odyssey.
I like it.
That is
all right.
My number 5.
Well, I'm just sitting here thinking of like a tornado siren and somebody just being really loud, like ah, and like just stop, all right? Just
Sorry,
stop.
what
Not
was
the
that
ones-
like?
Not the ones calling, not the ones calling you to the ocean to lure you in, you know.
The ones to
all right.
keep you in.
Not
Yeah,
one of those, not a
exactly.
fire truck siren, right? It was like.
I'm sure one of us will have one pass by and ruin the show. So let's just wait for that. Jelani, you are up next at number 5. Give us yours.
Number 5 for me. Let's see here. So I got a mix of different things here, folks. All right. I went kind of like a little both, like little wishy-washy with my list here, right? And I don't know. We'll see how this goes, right? But so for a few of my picks, I went with mythical or lore folklore within certain pop culture lores.
Yeah. Sure.
So
That's fine.
That's perfect.
is what
Yeah.
I went. I don't know if this one counts technically, but who knows? I want to go with my number 5 is the Reapers from Mass Effect. I think they're kind of mythical beings to certain cultures.
They are technically worshipped by the Geth.
Yes.
Which would
And
make
that
them
makes mythology.
mythical. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that, like, again, these are ancient beings. People don't some like even Earth doesn't really think they exist until they finally arrive, you know?
Using that technicality to squeeze in
Yeah.
a Mass Effect
Of
reference.
course.
Ladies
Of
and gentlemen, your boy's here to play. Let's do it.
Man after my own heart.
Yep, exactly. I love it though. That's a good one, man. Good choice. All right, that means over to me for number 5. I wanted to get something fun on this list because most of these creatures are going to be scary as hell, or at least intimidating. And this one may be intimidating to some, but probably not in this rendition. This is the Genie from Aladdin, which is
Yes, of
Mesopotamian
course.
mythology.
Good
So
one.
I
And
got Robin
American
Williams.
treasure Robin Williams.
Yes, exactly. Who is soon to be a mythological creature. So, yeah. All right. Let's
Gather
move along.
close, children, and I'll tell you the tale of Robin Williams.
Yeah, exactly.
Sir Robin
Oh my god. Is that your number 4?
No.
Speaking of Will, though, back to you for number 4, man.
Number 4 for me just keeps coming back for more. That's going to be the Phoenix. And you can really choose any number of pop culture for that. I'm not going
It's a
to
really good one.
specify.
But you mean the bird, like
I mean
specifically
the
yeah.
bird. I don't mean like the Dark Phoenix from
Yeah.
Marvel.
Okay. Just checking. Which kind of overlaps. I mean, a little.
Yeah, a
bit.
little.
A little bit. You know?
Same idea.
Yep. All right. Nice pick. Let's go on to Jelani's number 4 next.
My number 4. Okay, let me see here. Number 4 on my list here is Release the Kraken. Is I'm going to put
Ooh.
in the Kraken as a mythical beast,
I like it.
And
Number
we'll
4.
just
All right.
crack on.
and we'll just crack on from there. You know.
Yeah, well
All
done.
right. Well, over to me for number 4. I dropped a movie hint a while ago saying that people should watch this movie, and this is going to be my entrance for Norse mythology on this one. This is the Jotun from The Ritual, which is a mythological creature in the woods, and I'll talk about it later, but I think that deserves to be on this list. So number 4 it is.
That's
Awesome.
interesting because that's 2 Norse creatures right in a row. Because of
Yeah,
course the
exactly.
Kraken is from Norway, where
Yeah.
it originated. So very cool.
Oh, that's true. Good point.
Very cool.
But my Norse mythology choice. All right.
Love it.
Will,
Love it.
number 3 for you.
I hate to break up this Viking love fest here, but I am going to go in a completely different direction. This one's for sure from some source media. I am going to pick the Moogle from Final Fantasy as my number 3.
I like that. That's a really good one.
Kupo.
That is funny.
Kupo.
Good choice. See, now we got another sweetie on here.
Hell yeah.
All right. Jelani, number 3 for you, man.
Number 3 for me is going to be a mythical beast from the movie Princess Mononoke. I am gonna go with the forest spirit or Nightwalker creature from Princess Mononoke.
The big deer-looking thing, right? Not the little clackers.
No,
Okay.
no,
Nope. Those guys are great though too.
Those are
those are great.
those are excellent.
Excellent.
All right. Then that brings me to my number 3, and I personally think this list would be messed up if we didn't have a vampire on here. I have Count Dracula, but from Castlevania.
Okay. And he's feeling himself over there.
Okay, all right.
Had to get an 8-bit on here. I was like, yeah, there's 1,000 Count Draculas, but he was an intimidating boss. So, all right. We are moving right along here at a high speed, which gives us a lot of time to debate. So let's get over to number 2 for Will.
Number 2 for me has already graced this list, so I won't spend too much time talking about it. It is the Djinn, or Genie, if you will. Doesn't have to be the one from Aladdin. I just went with the general Genie.
Sure, okay.
Just, the regular old kind of just
garden variety, singing and dancing Genie.
Yeah, not so nice.
Yeah.
Always. They're mischievous, which he was. But all right, Jelani, let's hear your number 2.
My number 2 is coming from the world of Pokemon, actually.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with the mythical legend of Mew. As number 2.
Yes. The Pokemon from which all others came. Mew.
And adorable at that.
And he's adorable, yeah. It's really hard to take a photo of.
Yeah, that's true. All right, and then I noticed you had the Kraken on here, but I also wanted to include at my number 2 a rare Harryhausen rendition, but not of the Kraken. This is of the Cyclops from the 7th Voyage of Sinbad, a very iconic stop-motion animation rendition of the Cyclops.
Very nice.
Nice, good pick.
I see what you did there.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
Aye. Awesome. Well, hey, that makes us all the way up to number 2s. Before we get to number 1, we're going to go around and do a little bit of runners-up. So if you've got some, Will, shout them out now.
I do indeed. These legends didn't quite make it. I'm going to say the legendary birds from Pokemon. I always thought were really cool. The Hydra, the Griffin, the Unicorn. The Leprechaun I wasn't sure about because he's pretty humanoid and he can speak. But, then again, my next one was the Gorgons. Nice. That would have been tricky too. I have the Kraken, Succubus, and Incubus. I couldn't choose between the two. They kind of lump together. The Noble Dragon, the Fierce Minotaur, Yetis, or Sasquatch, Cerberus, Chimera, Manticore, Ents, and No Face from Spirited Away. I feel like there's some lore there that qualifies him as legendary or mythical.
Yeah, definitely within that world too. So
folklore.
Yeah, exactly. So awesome. Jelani, you got a few?
I have a couple here. I don't have a long list. The Mothman I thought was always really cool.
Oh, good one.
Squatch, my boy Squatch. Shout out to Sasquatch.
Specifically from the Jack Link's beef jerky commercials.
Yes,
that's my favorite Sasquatch.
Right? Shout out to my boy Bigfoot. All right. Thank you for the subscription. All right. Pegasus. All right. Love the Pegasuses. Hydra, specifically the Hydra from the first boss in God of War. I thought was really great, and you know what? That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I got.
Very good. I like it. Awesome.
For the record, my Hydra was the Hydra that Hercules fought in the Disney movie, because it was CGI, like way early CGI, and I thought it was the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Very cool. All right, I've got a. Since this was my topic, I have quite a few, but I'm gonna run down them as fast as I can. Okami. The creatures in Beowulf, Color Out of Space, Clash of the Titans, the original and the new movie, The Mummy, Trolls from Troll Hunter, Stargate has Osiris in it, Pompoko, American Werewolf in London, Princess Mononoke, all the wonderful creatures in there, Nosferatu, Jason and the Argonauts, the Hydra and the Kraken, Monkey Island, Captain LeChuck, who is a pirate ghost, The Shinigami from Death Note,
Sure.
Howl's Moving Castle, Ba, which is a man-headed bird from Egyptian lore,
Yep.
Morrigan, which is the succubus from Darkstalkers,
Mhm.
the Presence in the movie The Endless, which I'll discuss later, Smog, the band Hippocampus, if you've ever heard of the band called that. A hippocampus is a horsefish.
Yeah,
The worst
it's
thing
a
ever.
horse like mermaid, basically.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
bottom
What a
half
weird-ass
fish.
creature.
Yeah.
The Cabin in the Woods, the giant in that, at the end where the giant hand comes out. Hellboy is his own, he's the son of the devil. And Immortals, all of them from that movie. So that was an awesome movie.
Oh,
And that's what I've got,
yes,
so.
that's true. It's a good one.
I think that takes care of all the gods there, right?
Yeah, well done.
All right, so I think that wraps up our runners up here, and then we might as well get on to our number ones. Will, are you ready to throw us a big stinking number one?
Oh, I'm ready to throw some big stinky cheese at you guys. Try to stay sane as I mention the one that I think deserves to be number one, and that is our Lord and Savior Cthulhu.
Yes, love it.
And
Love
by
it.
savior, I mean that's really up for debate. Either he's saving you or he's completely driving you mad.
Yeah, exactly. And you better be part of that cult, otherwise you're screwed.
Absolutely.
All right, Jelani, on over to you.
So I purposely left Cthulhu off my list because I knew someone else would have it on their list for sure, especially in a high spot. So one of the coolest fucking creatures, mythical creatures that I love are dragons. And so dragon is going to top my list. If I had to choose a specific dragon that I think I could actually debate on or talk about, I think it would be Shenron, the dragon from Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball.
Yes.
Oh,
Sure.
I love it.
I specifically left dragons off because I knew someone would say dragon.
Yeah, so I kind of figured, I was like, oh, let's not be repetitive.
Yep.
I know someone's
good
gonna
one.
have Cthulhu.
And I guess, you know what, to save you time in your debate, because I would be asking this, do you know if that's supposed to be based off of, like, the Chinese mythology, kind of like in, it's not, is it Spirited Away? The dragon that's in that
The
is...
dragon spirit, Haku?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's based off of Chinese mythology, so I'm curious if the DBZ one is kind of the same thing.
They very much
The same look.
The look of the dragon is very
Shenron was inspired by Chinese mythology, according to Google.
Yeah, very cool. No, I was just curious if that
he has
was
a very classical Chinese
body,
dragon look, the long body, the
The horns,
mustache
like
hair,
the wooden
that
horns.
horn look. So it's classic Chinese dragon look. I always loved the way he looked. He was always cooler looking than the chunky Namekian dragon. So
That's true.
So, yes.
I'm seeing here that he was inspired by a dragon of the same name, who is also referred to as Shenlong or Shinryu.
Oh,
So,
Shenlong.
yes.
I know about Shenlong. Yeah.
Shenlong.
Awesome. Very cool. All right. Well, then that just leaves my number one, saving my best for last. And I don't think this will be too much of a surprise. I am aligned with Will in this one. It is our Lord and Savior Cthulhu.
Yes!
Oh,
I love it.
I we'll get to the debate on that one. I don't know if we'll tag team it or something like that, but or at least I can maybe give a quick chime in on that one. But depending on who is speaking about it, right?
Mhm.
Regardless, let's get on to that nomination round. Why don't we just let's. You go around, we'll make our choices, and I'll get the number or the time on the clock. I was going to set everything up here now, but let's do that first. So, Will, you go ahead and start with your first round nomination, 1 through 5. What would you like to put up there?
I want to talk about the Moogle at number 3.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good one.
Nice. Very cool.
All right, and Jelani?
I want to I want to throw up Mew at number 2.
Whoa. All right. You at number 2. And then let's have some fun. And I want to, crud. All right. I am going to do Count Dracula at number 4.
Oh, everyone's staying out of each other's ways.
Yeah, I was going to overlap, but I saw that we could do maybe better in round 2. We'll see. So,
Yeah.
All right, let me put 4 minutes on the clock here. Give me just a moment, sorry. And we are going to start with my number 4 choice, which is Count Dracula. Then we'll go to Moogle. Then we'll go to Mew. So on here, I'm going to have 4 minutes. And I'm going to start in... Are you guys ready too? Just to double check.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
I'm all ready to go.
All right, cool. Ready, steady, go. Here I go. So obviously vampires existed before Bram Stoker's Dracula. But the concept that Bram Stoker drew upon to make this really revolutionized the concept of what Dracula was, because it wasn't so much this kind of like almost romantic character, as well as this. I mean, they had a negative connotation, and a lot of times people would attribute things to vampires that were bad occurrences and stuff like that throughout time. But eventually Bram Stoker's made it be like this kind of lingering, shape-shifting type of thing. And so by the time we get to the movies and whatnot, that solidifies the look of the creature. But I'll just say that it's really interesting that by the time we got to 8-bit video games, it was a hard thing to give a good representation of something's look, but this did it. And it was big and it was mean in Castlevania. And it was the final boss, and it was super freaking hard. Not only to get to it, but the whole thing was that Count Dracula was the one controlling all the monsters. And so I love that concept of this is like the head boss who manipulates everybody into doing his bidding. And then not only that, but once you fight him, he is this big, mean mother effer, So I guess we can swear on here. So regardless, yeah, so I think this is a cool pick. I thought it was a good choice because it's like, if you guys ever did play Castlevania at some point, you probably fought Dracula, especially the early version of it. It's just a very cool game, and the pixelation and everything like that makes a great rendition of the character. So, all right, on to number 3, Moogle. Ready, steady, go.
Yes, so the Moogle is kind of a triple threat in that it is powerful, it is iconic, and it's adorable. I mean, it's this cute little white cat-looking creature with bat wings and a tiny little pom-pom on its head. Come on. You just want to squeeze it. It is so cute and so, cool of a character that it's basically become synonymous with Final Fantasy as a franchise now. And it's even gone beyond that to make appearances in Kingdom Hearts. It made appearances in Secret of Mana. So, this is a character that is everywhere. It made appearances in the Final Fantasy spin-offs, like Tactics. You can play it as a character in some games. You can summon it in others. And in others, it has the most powerful power of all. And that is being your save point. If we know that the Moogles can revive you to an earlier state, that means that they have time magic, which means that they are very strong creatures. And so, in my opinion, that is an awesome creature. The legend only grows and grows. Moogles should be on the list.
Perfect timing. All right, and on over to Jelani for Mew.
Yes, Mew in the world of Pokemon is started off as one of the original mythical legends in the early games, right? It's one of the reasons why I still love it today. Nowadays, every 12th Pokemon's a fucking legendary, whatever, something. But Mew was one of the original ones. I love the fact that it was an adorable looking creature that was the most powerful thing you could ever meet or see, especially when you first saw it in the first movie. You saw it and it was just like this adorable little creature come to life on screen, and then it can hold up against Mewtwo, and it's all powerful things. Again, the originator of all Pokemon, as the legend tells, and it stemmed off and gave us Mewtwo, and a great addition to the Pokemon lore. And so I think as lore goes, as folklore or mythical creatures, this is one of the original Pokemons that had it happen to it. I mean, the birds were around the same time, but this is one of the ones where everyone was like, "Did you get a Mew yet?" And red and blue or whatever like that. And so I think this one you gotta put it up on this list.
I love it. That's good timing, man. Awesome. Then why don't we go around and start doing some voting? What do you
Getting
guys
in
think?
votings.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see what stays and what goes. At number 4, we have Count Dracula. I am going to vote yes for my choice, and we'll keep going around the ring. So, Will, back to you.
I am going to vote no on Count Dracula because I don't feel like it accurately fits the prompt. I feel like it is too intelligent to be called a creature. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. That's where my head is for my vote. So I'm putting it on Jelani.
I'll fight you.
Oh God, he knows where I live.
A very good point. Very good point. I would like again. It's. I would to split it up again for it being mythical creatures or folklore or legends, legendary things like that. I think you could say that Dracula was kind of like this legendary folklore, especially in the world that like of Bram Stoker's like Dracula, where like people are just like, have you heard of the night creature that comes in the night and things like that? And you know,
What was that word you said?
You know, yeah. So exactly, yeah, exactly. So have you heard of the night, have you heard the legend of the night creature that comes and sucks your blood from you? Take this cross, $5, please. But yes, I think I'm gonna say yes. I think that in as for folklore, vampires and stuff like that have always been around, and I think Dracula is just the most legendary of the vampire lore, you know. So that's the way I kind of spend it off as. So.
Plus, he's OP always.
Right. Guy is not fair.
And Will, I'll just answer your question. If I look up vampire, Wikipedia comes up really quickly with a vampire is a creature from folklore, and I'll end it at that.
Okay. Well, I guess I've been lawyered.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wikipedia has spoken. 100% true.
I'm withdrawing my Wikipedia donation from here on out.
Yeah, exactly.
They've betrayed me.
I had to make sure I was trying. You know, I started the topic. I wanted to make sure everything fit that. So I agree with you that it's more human than whatever. But I think some vampires were always vampires too. So I don't know.
Well, and furthermore, like Dracula is a prominent like character and like a feature, and so I kind of I don't know. It didn't quite fit for me.
All right, no, that's fine. I'm just
very much. It's a very good point, but like even like if there were vampires, Dracula would be like their legendary vampire. It was like, you know, it's like, oh,
true.
Can we all just be like
him? You heard about that? You heard about that sucker named Dracula?
That sucker. You hear about this long-toothed motherfucker over here?
Like
You've seen this cape wearing? No.
Dude, his teeth are so big.
Yeah, it's
saw him in the locker room the other day. Oh my god. They were so
all right,
dripping.
on to number 3. Let's get to the Moogle. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the Moogle.
Okay.
Let's start with Bo.
I'm starting hashtag save the Moogle right now, and I'm gonna vote yay. Save the Moogle.
Save the Moogle.
Over to Jelani then.
I love this pick. I love that in other games of the Final Fantasy franchise, they're sometimes more mythical than they are like real, and so like I do love this pick a lot, and I hope they keep going. So, yay for me.
And I'll just add my 2 cents, which is hell yeah, dude! This is a great pick, and I totally didn't even think about that. So way to go on that one. And it's like this adorable, like, again, way overpowered creature. So I love that, like, juxtaposition of it. So really cool. And you even managed to bring in time travel, or time control, right?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Who doesn't wish they could have real life save points?
Jeez. So, all right. That makes Moogle on the list at number 3. Now we're going to Mew at number 2. Jelani, what are you going to do?
Mew at number 2. Let's do it. Mew number 2. Yay.
All right.
Mew 2?
I think that goes over to me next. I'll just say that having played the original one and wanting to catch this creature very much so, and it was pretty difficult. Not to catch, but whatever. Anyway, this is the first mythological or mythical Pokemon, I suppose. So I think this is worth having on here. I would say yes. If we're gonna go with a Pokemon, it's got to be Mew. What do you think, Will?
I'm gonna stay true to myself. I'm not gonna change my vote just to score points. I would have said no, actually.
Well, why? I'm just curious.
I don't think the legend of Mew is a good storyline in Pokemon. The idea that he originated all Pokemon, and then the one time you find him, he's unbelievably powerful, that doesn't line up for me. Like, if he's so powerful, why is he extinct now? He would have just kicked ass on all the Pokemon that evolved from him, and it'd just be all Mews now. So I think Mew is a little bullshit. Not that he isn't legendary, and he totally fits the topic. I just don't like the guy.
Damn.
Yeah. And
because he learns every move.
And I even played Psychic as my main trait for Pokemon too. But give me an Alakazam over a Mew any day.
Nice.
All right. Well, either way, Mew's up there at number 2.
Mew's on there.
Which means, yeah.
I'm just stirring the pot over here. I'm just stirring the pot.
That's fine.
Get it stirred.
That's fine. We have Alliance at our number 1. So as much as we're angry with you right now, I'm just
Hold
kidding.
strong.
Yeah, exactly.
Join the cult. Drink the Kool-Aid.
Nice. All right. We have spots number 2 through 4 taken, so that leaves spots 1 and 5 for round 2. I'm going to let Jelani go first this time. So what would you like?
Sure. All right. Let's put the dragon. There's a 1 and 5, huh?
Yeah.
Let's put dragon at number 5. Let's just put it at number 5, guys. I just kind of want it on this list. It's all. Listen, this is all fun. This is all. This is what it's for.
Listen to this bargaining.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's so lighthearted right now. Right?
I kind of just listen. We're just having fun here today, guys. Have you heard the legend of how I wanted this on this list?
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's fine. So we'll put Shenron at number 5 for you, and back over to Will for his. Actually, I suppose I should go next. I am going to put Cthulhu at number 1, and throw that up there right here, right now. Cthulhu.
I am going to put
Cthulhu.
The Genie at number 5.
Ooh.
Fight them dragons.
Jinn or Genie?
Jinn. Oh,
all right. Cool. I think we've got some good choices up here. Let's get that time on the clock again. Jelani, are you ready to go since you went first?
Sure, yeah. I'm ready to go. Dragon.
Right. Ready, set, go.
Listen, in ancient times, there was a creature called the dragon. All right? And if you like T-Rexes, it's just a cooler T-Rex because it has.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
No, listen. The myth. I love a creature that just spans cultures, right? This creature spans different cultures, different iterations. You have the Shenron dragon from Chinese legend, which is the long dragon. I love the knights, shields and full knighted armor, and against a dragon like you see with Schmaug. But I just love. Even though there's different iterations of it, they all kind of share the same kind of family of kind of the same like style of storytelling, of folklore, of legend. They all have like this look. They're all reptilian. They're all kind of like share this kind of vibe with each other, and they've always, just for me, they've always been the coolest fucking thing in the world. You know, again, one of my favorites is Shenron from the DBZ universe. You know, that folklore is amazing right there. Gather the Dragon Balls, you get your wish. You know, much like a genie. You know, and so it's just something that spans cultures. I love it. I think it deserves to be on this list. So,
all right, I love it. Then Will, are you ready?
I am.
Go for it.
Okay, so genies are fantastic because they are basically beings of pure magic that happen to somehow have a consciousness. That is terrifying, which is why you always hear of them being trapped, being enslaved. Is because if you ever actually let a genie out into the wild, you've guaranteed chaos is going to get rained down upon someone or everyone. We've seen that they can be very fun, as in Genie from Aladdin. We've seen that they can also be very, very evil and spiteful. Which is usually what you see in like high fantasy or in anytime you encounter one in D&D. D&D, of course, Dungeons and Dragons. That's a point that I thought my buddy Jelani up there was going to say. But the thing is, in D&D, dragons generally don't have wish magic. Genies still do. And wish magic, like wish level spells, are ridiculously powerful. You can basically shape the world to your will. And so I'm talking about a creature that is just stupid powerful, that also spans cultures. We've seen it in several different cultures. And that has a very specific place in the heart of many 90s kids. So I think genies are incredible. I think it'd be cool to get one on this. That is my wish.
Oh, bravo.
All right. Then that leaves me with the one and only Cthulhu at number 1. And I am just going to start by saying that this is a cosmic entity developed by H.P. Lovecraft in 1928. This is one of my beloved stories that I mean, you guys, if you're listeners of the show, you know I'm a huge Lovecraft fan, and I went through a lot of the stories again recently, and having re-listened to the Call of Cthulhu, I think it's just interesting how you know, a lot of the things we've mentioned fall under the guise of or they are part of actual ancient mythology, but what we really haven't brought up too much here is modern mythology. Too much. I would say Mew is sort of that, but at the same time, and Moogle is sort of that, but it's like, you know, this one has just transformed what it means to be mythological in the modern era, where Cthulhu is a modern household name. It is really odd that you can almost ask anybody, and they're like, I at least know that name, and it's like you might have seen a bumper sticker or something, right? It's on the level of the flying spaghetti monster. But no. This is still one of the, like, you know, almighty type of creatures, and it is one of those that I love the fact that although there is a description for it, there's no true understanding of it, and that's always been the idea of H.P. Lovecraft of cosmic horror, is like you can't comprehend what it truly is because it's so beyond us. So I think having something of that nature at number 1 is very fitting, where this creature is just so beyond our realm of understanding that it is just the all might. So all right, I'm gonna wrap it up with that. So I think we're good on time here. Yep. All right, perfect timing. So let's get to voting. Let's start seeing who stays and who goes at number 5. I think I know what's going to happen here. So let's start with Jelani. Go ahead and give your vote for number 5.
Let's see. I'm gonna say, let's see what Joel can pick this week. All right, let's see if he picks this week. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, let's see if
Ladies and gentlemen,
he actually decides to participate this time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do
Do I
it.
have anything else I want on this?
Oh,
list?
you dirty.
Oh, you what's and what's. All right. I'm obviously in the toss up between genies versus dragons. I'm gonna stick with dragons. I'm gonna die on this hill. Yeah.
All right, Will.
Just to put the screws to Joel, I will vote for genies. But
Yes.
dragons are an incredible pick, obviously.
Yeah, they are.
It's got to be one of the first things that comes out of your brain when this topic comes up.
Mhm.
But genies is my vote. So vote
Yeah.
genie.
Well, don't downplay yours. I have a genie on my list too, right? So I think that was kind of one of those, especially when we were younger. I mean, maybe even for me particularly, pre-Dragon Ball Z, I had seen Aladdin. So yeah, it's just kind of interesting. I think both of these are very strong picks, and I didn't know that Shenron is actually just the Japanese alliteration of, or their attempt at trying to say Shenlong. So
Yeah,
it's
if
just
you
funny
think
that
about
it is the Shenlong dragon. So that makes sense. But it's like, yeah, that was an awesome creature. The Jinn, though, when I think of the Jinn, particularly the Jinn, not just Genie. Like I picked a very character. I don't know what to call
Specific.
it, like overly caricaturized
Yes.
version of it. But it's like I still do think of like something more elusive and creepy almost,
Tricky.
and badass,
Like trickstery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's two heads of different things here. So how about I just pick here and stop deflecting?
Yeah.
Did I kiss you enough of both your asses so that you'll vote for my number one? Let's go with
Which one is it, Joel?
Shenron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
With the dragon?
sorry.
You
I'm sorry.
can't not go with a dragon.
I know.
Yes.
Leaving a damn dragon off this. And honestly, the DBZ dragon is freaking cool. And anytime it would come around, you were like watching, like, holy crap. So
Look
it's
at
like,
the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Look
messed
at the
up and we
dragon.
saved these two for 5, and we let
Yeah.
the other 3 that are currently on the list
Yeah.
without these
Yeah.
heavy hitters.
Yeah,
No
the
shit.
Genie is classic. It's
No
classic.
shit.
I love both the fun cartoony style of the Genie, but I also have seen iterations of where it's like an evil creature. One of my favorite iterations of it was when I used to watch the show Supernatural before it continued to keep going. They had a really great version of a Jinn in that where it would put you in a dream state and make you think it gave you what you wanted while it fed off of you. And so that was always a really cool concept that I thought. So yeah, I love the Genie. Also, Shaq was a genie.
You're damn right.
And that's all I gotta say.
So it looks like we're getting Shenron. Sorry, Shenron.
Dragons. You can put this dragon. I'm a dragon,
Yeah, but it's had its representation in DBZ, which is a requirement for this.
Yes.
And I will note that Will, I don't think you brought up any particular. That's what I was gonna say.
Are we voting for me yet?
Beautiful. Yeah, exactly. Are you smoking yet, kid? I love that. All right, let's get to number one, Cthulhu. I am going to give this one a hell yeah. Cthulhu is a master, and that's very fitting. I like the hood and everything you have on now. So let's throw this one to Jelani next, because I want to hear what Jelani has to say before Cthulhu himself speaks.
Are we voting? Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah.
I'm too something's wrong with my mind. I can't really. I want to say. I want to say I'm not. I can't say I'm not. I guess I'm going to vote for it. Yes. I'm going to vote for it. It's yeah.
So I don't think we have anything else to say except for what do you think, Cthulhu? Not bad.
Which is Elder God for yes.
Wonderful. It's a very long take to say. and
Elder
another
gods
question,
Elder gods aren't known for their brevity.
Yeah, that's true. And what about do you wear that hat during winter?
No, I actually really only bring it out for special occasions.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure. That would have been cool if you do. You should probably try one of these days.
It's super warm. I will say that.
You could put a mask under that if COVID's still around in winter.
Yeah.
Nice. Looks really
All
cool.
right, guys, we have our number one. So if somebody
do we?
wants to,
We do? We have a number one?
yeah, if somebody wants to ask me a very particular question,
Would you please
Joe.
read off this big mythical, legendary, folklore, legendary list? What is this big, beautiful list?
at number 5, we have Shenron, the giant dragon from Dragon Ball Z. At number 4, we have the vampire, the Count Dracula from Castlevania. Number 4. At number 3, we have the Moogle from the Final Fantasy world, which is adorable. And at number 2, we have a second adorable ass creature, and that is Mew from Pokemon. Yeah. And then also at number 1, ladies and gentlemen, we have the most evil and sinister son of a bitch there is. It is Cthulhu, the big elder god.
Oh, yeah.
This is it. He is here to rule over all of us. So given now, it's moot.
The elder sign is on the wall.
Good stuff.
So that's our show list. Yeah, we could have tried to fight a little bit more, guys, but you know what? I think we had fun making this regardless. We got our 2 cents in for each one of our each one of our lists out there.
I
So if
did
anybody out in the
everything I could to be contentious.
that's
Sorry,
true.
you guys.
I'm
out here fighting the fighty fight.
Yeah, good fight. Yeah, but anybody in the chat that wants to chime in and to let us know what you thought about our picks. If you think they're stupid, so be it. We don't think they're all that great either. I'm just kidding, because Cthulhu is the only one that matters. Yeah, we appreciate you joining us here on this show this evening. We're going to be moving on over to Pop Aficionados. So everybody in the chat that's here, please stick with us. And you're about to see an awesome Aficionados coming up here soon. We got a lot to talk about. So stick around. And again, thank you everyone for joining us. We'll see you again soon.
Love ya.